Guys, I've been having some issues vlogging. I am going to try to, because I just did my last vlog and it went over 10 minutes. And it takes me too long to edit them right now. So, the first thing I wanted to share with you guys is I have been reading this intuitive eating book. I'm going to add back, because so many of you guys keep asking about a lot of these books that I'm recommending. So I'm going to add back my little Amazon widget on the side. Because, heck, if you guys are going to buy the books I recommend, I might as well earn a little commission. Okay? But anyway, I read this before, and it's a really good book, and I don't think it really hit me as much as it's hitting me now, but I was emailing Cynthia last night. The thing is that we've been talking about this before. Some of us have been talking about it, how, this whole, like, crazy, insane, when you get insane with your dieting, it's insane. I mean, I told y'all, I was getting to the point where it's like, and they say it in this book, they say, can you even go out to a restaurant without thinking about nutritional information, or, is this, am I allowed to have this? Have I earned this? Or whatever. That's not a normal way of looking at food. And seriously, I had gotten to the point, most recently where, I'm scared of a half a cup of oatmeal. If I have half a cup of oatmeal at night, I'm like, oh, that ruined everything. I'm having carbs at night, I'm having an extra 150 calories, I had too many carbs today. And, that is not normal. That's not the way, I don't believe that God made our bodies. If you look back in Greek and Roman times, caveman times, whatever, these people were not trying to figure out if they were doing 40, 30, 30. They weren't trying to figure out, how mmany calories a day. They stayed active, they ate what was on the earth, and, they were healthy. I don't know. People I'm sure were overweight, but still, it's just like, it shouldn't be so scientific. I shouldn't, and when I look back over the past 2.5 years, and Sherry and I were going back and forth about this, it's like, the times that I've been most successful in my own, in whatever fitness gains I've made, have been when I have just eaten healthy and trusted myself, and eaten what I know is right for my body, and I've been just staying with it. I was continually working out. I wasn't working out 6-7 days a week, more like 4 to 5, and I was eating, but when I don't obsess and get psycho about my diet, I naturally eat less. I don't, and I was having a cheat meal once a week. Not like now. Aside from when I told you guys I went out and got Krispy Kremes, or the few times, and it's been few, I'm telling you, that I have had anything bad. Seriously. I look back over this whole year, and with the exception of, seriously, I can remember being in Seattle, and when I was seriously, this summer, maybe a couple times, going out to dinner. And you know what my dinner was? It was steak with a baked potato and broccoli, but we shared a dessert, and I had wine. So 2 nights in a row I had wine, and maybe 2 or 3 other times over the year I've had wine and a dessert. That's it. So you're not talking about somebody here who's been going and cheating every week, or having cookies all the time, or sneaking, a bunch of fat-free stuff, or whatever. I have been dieting like a mad woman and obsessing over it and fearing every single bite that goes in my mouth. I'm scared to buy anything. I'm scared to go out to eat. If somebody asks me to do something, the first thought that comes to my head lately, it's been, I can't go out. This guy asked me out, and the first thing I'm thinking is, oh, I don't want to go out. We're going to have to drink, and then I'll eat bad. And that's not normal, okay? Yes, I love to train. I'm still shooting for the same goals. I just want to get back to having a normal relationship with food, which is why, I got this book out of the library again. And I love this one. She has like a little, what's the word I'm looking for here? You see this? A little map, if you will, that they're talking about up at the top. Don't I look like your 3rd grade teacher reading you a story? Desire to be thin. So you start off thinking, okay, I want to be thinner, I want to lose weight. And then you start dieting. So you start cutting out carbs, you start cutting, going on Atkins, you cut out carbs, you count calories, you start substituting shakes, you do whatever. No eating after 7, no eating after 6, only fruit in the morning, food combining, whatever strange, odd thing that is completely unnatural to the way normal people eat, you start doing. Then, because you're eliminating things, you're going to think about it all day, you start having cravings, and you start losing your self-control, you start overeating because you're denying yourself, and then you go way overboard with your overeating because you have that last supper mentality, and then you gain weight, and because you gain weight, then you feel guilty and you start dieting, and the same thing happens again and again. And certainly, I can see that that's what happens with me. Sherry and I were talking about this. When I look back over the past 2.5 years, the times that I have been most frustrated and felt like I am, bigger, or my jeans are the tightest that they've ever been, when it's been? When I have been training like a mad person 2 hours a day, and when I have been obsessing over what I've been eating. Seriously, I gave this a lot of thought, probably way too much thought, but seriously, like the times that I remember, and then I go back and I specifically remember certain times and what preceded that, and that was when I was working out 2 hours a day, because I remember people saying to me, you're overtraining, whether it was someone online or whatever. And I actually forwarded an article to Cynthia last night that I read on figureathlete.com, which I'll probably post or quote a little bit later. But they were saying that you can almost, if you really go at it hard with either training for a competition and dieting for a competition, and pushing your body that way, you could almost naturally push yourself into having hypothyroidism, which again causes the weight gain, causes adrenal fatigue, or it all kind of combines together. Bottom line is, our bodies aren't made to be pushed and tortured, for lack of a better term, in this manner. It shouldn't be that difficult. If you have the knowledge and you know what's good for you, you know what's right, you should just be able to hopefully listen to your body and eat in a reasonable manner and stay active and continue training. And that's what I'm hoping to get to, because I don't want to get up every day and be looking at my breakfast and freaking out if, one morning I happen to be a little bit more hungry, so I have half a bran muffin, and then I'm like, seriously, that's just the way I've been. If I have something like that, and it's not even like I'm going out and having cookies. If I have something like a sandwich with wheat bread, I'm flipping out, thinking I've ruined everything. And that's why I'm not where I am or whatever. And I just think it's counterproductive. I know for myself, if I look at my past, it has always been counterproductive. The times when I have, and again, I'm talking about most recently, looking at just the past 2.5 years or so, maybe the past 2 years, the times when I have made the biggest strides so far, have been when I was eating healthy foods, but I was just eating what I wanted when my stomach was hungry. And, sometimes I probably had a day where I didn't eat enough, but others, there were times when I ate plenty and I was working out, but I wasn't like, oh, how many days a week have I worked out? How many calories have I burned this week? Did I burn, 2 pounds? Why haven't I done this? And I wasn't obsessively weighing myself or measuring myself or anything. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely making it a goal, along with Cynthia and some others, to conquer whatever it is so that I can go forward and be normal again. Because this year I have just, it's like I've annihilated my body with all the medical stuff I've been going through. And then on top of that, trying to kill myself in the gym when I'm there, and kill myself with nutrition, and then I get all confused and I listen to too many people and I panic and I start something else. And that's why I put that post the other day about trusting yourself. You've got to just kind of calm down and realize it shouldn't be this complicated. Stay active, eat healthy, eat reasonably, and stop flipping out. So I'm going to put the Amazon stuff back on the side of my page so that you guys, because so many of you have written to me and said, what was the name of that book? What was the author? And I took the Amazon thing off because I needed room. I will be upgrading my blog very soon, but I'm going to put that back on there so that you guys can just click through and get it on Amazon. Gosh, what else was I going to tell you? I think I'm going to have a part 2. So hold on. There's more coming.